All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the final topic of the show, we are going to talk about the Steelers, another team returning to the playoffs after a year absence from it. They didn't make it last year, 9-8, and it looked like they finished 9-8 last year, but it looked like they were going to miss out on it this year with a better record. I mean, they finished, like I said, 9-8 last year, 10-7, but they got some help from the Titans and defeating the Jags, and that's what got them in. But they are not going to. It's going to be Mason Rudolph at quarterback. When he took over, myself included, I thought, yeah, there's no shot. They're done. Mason Rudolph's not good. Now, again, probably still isn't good, but since he's taken over, the team has responded, and they've won 3 straight. And give them credit. They're a playoff team. They're a playoff team, whether you like it or not. And it's going to be tough because they're going to be playing the Bills now. Last year they played there and they got blown out. Now, the Bills, still shaky. Their quarterback turns the ball over in Josh Allen. But you're going to be missing some guys. I mean, you're not going to have TJ Watt, who is the quarterback of the defense. And I don't think Minka Fitzpatrick's going to play in this game, but we'll see. But you got to give the Steelers credit because they, you lost the 2 last place teams in the Patriots and the Cardinals at home, and it looked like they weren't going to go anywhere. But they made the quarterback change, and they were able to get in. Somehow they were able to find a way. And are they going to go far? Probably not. They're probably going to be one and done. But, that just goes to show that, with the right head coach, they can make it. And I know some people are probably tired of Mike Tomlin just because, this is what the Steelers have been for so long, is they'll get to the playoffs, but they won't do anything. And this is going to be another year of that. Because there was some speculation, and I brought it up too, is, if the Steelers end up missing the playoffs and you end up losing it, you lose the 2 last place teams and you end up missing the playoffs entirely. Is it possible that Mike Tomlin could be let go? Well, I think now because they made the playoffs and they made the quarterback change that led them to the playoffs, he's probably safe. He's probably safe. The Steelers, again, it was a roller coaster season for them. You start out with Kenny Pickett at quarterback, then he gets hurt. Well, he got hurt in the Cardinals game. So then he ended up having to go to Mitchell Trubisky, who was terrible. If you would have started him even after the Colts loss, and you never made that quarterback change, probably don't make the playoffs. You look at Mason Rudolph. So Mason Rudolph's stats: 3 touchdowns to no interceptions, and he has a QB rating of 118. So he hasn't turned. Well, I think he has a fumble loss, but he doesn't have any interceptions. Right? Did he have a lost fumble in the game on Saturday? Yes, he did. Actually fumbled the ball 3 times, but the Steelers recovered 2 of them. But no interceptions. Now, I think in the game on Sunday against the Bills, that's going to change. He's going to throw an interception. But, even ever since he's taken over, you look at Najee Harris's numbers. 78 yards rushing against the Bengals, 122 yards against the Seahawks, 112 against the Ravens. Had a touchdown against the Bengals, 2 against Seattle, and then 1 against the Ravens. Najee Harris has been running the ball better. Jaylen Warren, his rushing yards, his best game was against Seattle in the 3 games that Rudolph's taken over. 13 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Though, who has really benefited, except for, the game against the Ravens, is George Pickens, because George Pickens didn't even have a target in this game. he did run the ball. He had two carries, or one carry. Sorry, and it was only for 3 yards. But the 2 weeks before that, 4 receptions for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. The first game Rudolph started. Then 7 for 131 against Seattle. I mean, I'm not really going to count the Ravens game just because how bad the weather was. But listen, the offense has played better under Rudolph. So, and we'll see what happens next year. How they approach this quarterback situation. Like, are they? I don't know. We'll see. Because you still got Kenny Pickett there, and he can play. It's just they're going to keep rolling with Rudolph, and I think they're doing the right thing. I mean, they're winning games. The offense is playing better. Why are you going to stop? Why are you going to stop now? And Mason Rudolph was the guy they drafted, to be behind Ben Roethlisberger because I guess he was going to be the next quarterback, but that just never ended up happening because he really didn't play well. And then he's still been on the team, was the third quarterback, and now he's got another chance, and he's making the most of it. He really is. So you got to give him credit. The Steelers' offense is playing better. And listen, I don't know how it's gonna be against the Bills. It's gonna be. It's not gonna. You're gonna have to score points. You're gonna have to put up points. But again, like I don't look at the Bills as this juggernaut from the previous seasons. This team is every team is beatable. So I think the Steelers they can. They could pull it out somehow. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but again, it's the NFL playoffs. Anything can happen. But I think the fact that they made the move of changing quarterbacks. I mean, that's the reason why they're here. And the offense again has picked it up. Mike Tomlin. I think any controversy over whether he should be let go or not, I think that's kind of out the window, at least for this year. But the Steelers, they kind of, they've kind of been in that they've been circling around, they've been running in circles for a couple of years where they're kind of just like, they have winning records, but they don't really go anywhere. When's the last time they won a playoff game? Because they lost to Kansas City. They didn't make it last year. They lost to Kansas City the year before that. Then they lost to the Browns. Didn't make it in 2019. They didn't make it in 2018. That was the year they should have won it. They should have won. They should have gotten to the playoffs, but they lost some close games. 2017, they had a bye and they lost to the Jaguars. 2016, it was 2016. That is a long time ago. When the last time they won a playoff game, and that was against the Chiefs when Alex Smith was the quarterback. Wow, yeah. So it's been a long time, and I think that streak's going to continue. I just listen. They could somehow win, but I don't think it's going to happen. Especially with the injuries that they have on defense. I just don't. I don't see it happening. But who knows? Who knows? Like again, the Bills aren't the same team that they've been the past couple of seasons. Can they still put up points? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they could turn it on. Like you saw it the other night. I mean, Josh Allen turns the ball over, but you know what? They put together a good drive. They're very Jekyll and Hyde. Well, he's very Jekyll and Hyde. So I don't know. It's going to be tough for the Steelers, but with the fact that they somehow made it, credit to them. Even though it wasn't pretty by any means. But like I said, anything can happen once you get to the playoffs. So. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it when talking about the Steelers. So yeah, that's the first game on Sunday. It's in Buffalo. Yeah, so if the Dolphins would have won, they would have been heading to Arrowhead. They would have been playing the Chiefs again in the postseason. So, and again, that's another team that, I mean, again, I still think the Chiefs would win if they played the Steelers, but, the Chiefs have had their struggles on offense too, so we'll see what ends up happening. Chiefs got their game against the Bills. Against the Dolphins on Peacock. So, like I said yesterday, make sure to download it and, get a subscription so you're able to watch that game. Yeah, really throughout this whole week, we're going to preview the playoffs. These playoff matchups and get you set. We're almost halfway. Well, tomorrow's going to be the halfway point through the week. So, and then obviously Friday, I'll do my picks for the games. And then wait till Monday. Well, actually, Friday I'll do how I think the playoffs are going to shape out. And then that'll be it, for the week. And then then the following week, next week, we'll preview the divisional round. And we'll move right along. The playoffs are going to go really fast. That's why you just got to enjoy them. Live in the moment with them, because they're just going to fly by, and then we're in the off season before you know it. So, I think these playoffs are going to be really good. There's some games this week where you're like, like the Steelers-Bills. My dad's a Steelers fan, so of course, I'm going to be rooting for the Steelers. But, yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle in that game. The Packers-Cowboys could be interesting, but I feel like that, that's going to be another one that could get ugly. But I'm excited for Lions-Rams, Browns-Texans with Stroud is going to be good. Chiefs-Dolphins, that could be good too. If the Dolphins have their full array of weapons, although the weather's not going to be nice, so that could hurt them. I'm looking forward to these games. Like I say for any game, I just hope it's good. Unless I need it to be a blowout. If when it comes to picks, then that's different. But I'm hoping for good games. That's really it, and that the Eagles and the Cowboys are not in the playoffs anymore after this week. That's what I'm hoping for. But I think we're going to be with them for a little bit. We might be seeing the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game, and I'm scared. I'm scared about that. So but that's pretty much it with the show for today. We'll be back again tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure to tune in. We'll continue to discuss these playoff matchups. Look out for the shorts that'll be coming out throughout the day for both, the GSMC football podcast and baseball podcast. And then also the shows are uploaded to wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify. So, if you want to just go back and listen to the shows, they're on there. I got the shows, reposted up on YouTube, on both YouTube channels, broken down into 4 parts. That'll be, for this show, that'll be out later today. So, if you missed anything, you can watch them on both YouTube channels. So, with that is all the time that we have for today. I thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm your host, Kenneth Gruenfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.